everyone. My name is Sally, and I'm the Executive Director of the Memphis Restaurant Association. MenusALL has been a member of ours for a couple years now, since the very beginning of them launching their business. And they obviously, well, not obviously, but they originally, their business model was and they'll talk more about this in a minute, but was to create a compatible menu for the blind community to be able to access easily in a restaurant. And Braille menus need to be updated too frequently and is often too expensive. So a lot of times restaurants have outdated menus, and that was their original business model. And that's how they joined our association. Well, then when all of this happened, it just was their existing business model became perfect for a touch-free menu system. And so they have been reaching out really across the country and growing and expanding. And they're going to talk more about what it looks like. But their menu system allows non-blind customers and blind customers to access menus on their phones. And so whether you choose as a restaurant to use them, although they're going to give you a very good offer during this program, or not, but both of their business models are relevant to all restaurants right now. So making your menu accessible to everyone is an important feature in your restaurant that you need to be taking into consideration. And then also, we don't know how long this virus protocols are going to last, and so I think they're going to explain, how their company fits into everything that you need, really in several different ways. And I'm going to listen to their presentation too. So I'll be here if anybody has any questions towards the end. But I think Helen and Stephanie will probably take it from here.
All right, thank you, Sally. This is Stephanie Jones. Hey guys, I know we are in an unprecedented time. So where does MenusALL, and Sally just telling you about how a menu for the blind and visually impaired truly fits in to your day-to-day struggle or day-to-day recovery process as a restaurant owner. So yes, MenusALL started out as a product for the blind and visually impaired. I lost my sight 14 years ago, and so I am the single mother of 5 children. When the 6 of us go out to eat, how do I read a restaurant menu when I go to take my children out? And the answer to that question is that's a frustrating process. There's just really no easy way to say that. But with MenusALL, it's something that I can have access to on my phone. Whether I need a Braille menu, I can connect a Bluetooth Braille display to my phone. Therefore, I have a instant real-time Braille menu right there at my fingertips. If I'm low vision, I can adjust the settings on my phone. Again, read the menu that's at a setting that's comfortable for me. And for someone like myself who cannot read the print, my phone reads me the information. And I know several of y'all are like, well, I've got my menu on my website. A lot of times that doesn't work well with those 3 types of software that I just talked about. So therefore, I still don't have access to the menu. And I don't want to tie up your waitress's time or the wait staff time having someone read it to me. And sometimes chicken fingers and French fries get a little old, and I really want something a little bit different. So MenusALL answers that question. But when COVID-19 hit, we saw where we could really grow into our name and become a menu for all. So now we've taken that digital menu that is accessible for the blind and visually impaired, which is one subset of your population. It now can be accessed by anybody right there at the table, right from their own smartphone. There's probably not a single one of us that's not holding a smartphone somewhere in our vicinity right now, whether it's within an arm's reach. And so this way you're not having to touch the menu, your patron's not touching the menu. It's helping build consumer confidence. And this is our way of helping restaurants get back on the road to recovery and getting those restaurants filled as we go through this COVID-19 process. So Helen, I'm going to turn over to Helen Fernetti. She is our CEO and founder, and she's going to talk a little bit about this national survey we've been doing and give you all some of the results that we've been seeing as far as how patrons are thinking about restaurant menus these days.
Thanks, Stephanie, and thanks, Sally. Okay, we're very active on Facebook. We have a lot of people that interact with us, and as Stephanie and Sally mentioned, we're in 50,000 restaurants in 12,000 cities. So we've got a lot of opportunity to tap in and see how people are feeling about things. It's all about, you know, what does your customer feel? And we're all about the menu. So we've started a survey that we're actually fine-tuning, and we're going to be relaunching next week on a national level with an advertising campaign behind it. But since you guys are Memphians like we are, we thought we'd share with you the information that we've already gathered with a little bitty sample we've gotten. And that first question we asked, it was a really small survey, was how would you prefer to have a menu when you return to dining in a restaurant? And as you can tell, we didn't prime them all about Menus for All. Some of these were people that were just personal friends of ours that weren't even aware of what our side projects were, but they did feel comfortable if they were able to touch something on their phone as opposed to touching something like a paper menu or a laminated menu. And then we flipped that question and asked it in a different way and asked, what would make you feel the least comfortable? And there's the least comfortable. Those newfangled menus that are on touch screens, we've seen them in some of our larger chains. They definitely stood out as something that didn't make, again, this is a projection of how a customer would feel. It wouldn't make them feel very comfortable about a menu. And then laminated menus as well, I thought was kind of surprising to me as a user researcher in the other part of my life, that I thought with the laminate on it, maybe their comfort level would be a little higher, but unfortunately we're seeing from the sample that we talked to that that's not something that was going to make them comfortable. So again, we're relaunching this next week on a national level, and we'll be sharing out with the organization because we're members too of the Memphis Restaurant Association. We'll share out with Sally the results, and if you join us on Facebook and Instagram, you'll see when it also goes live as well, so you can see the results. Well, we're just kind of wondering if we could take maybe a minute or two. If any of you guys are on the call, we would love feedback from you. If you've already opened up your restaurant or you've brainstormed with your staff, how are you feeling about how your customers might be impacted on how they feel, that community, that consumer confidence component around the menu? I think I've unmuted everybody. If you might be on mute yourself, but if you've got something to chime in here now, we'd love to hear from you.
Still trying to figure life out.
Hi, Lana. We can hear you. Okay, well, we're going to have a question and answer section just at the end. If you've got some comments to help us out at the end, we would love to hear your feedback because we're always looking for ways to improve or just understand what's going on with the customers that are in restaurants. So let me hop forward. I'm going to show you a demo of how the product that we've developed for now for the sighted customers, which is going to be a majority of your customers, how does it actually work? We tap into the technology as simple as a QR code, and let me hit this little video and give you an approximation of how it would work. So you flip open your camera on your phone, you point it at the QR code that's on the table, and boom, the menu comes up. This is a copy of your restaurant menu that we put into our template that's ADA compliant, that works for both sighted and non-sighted customers. And then we do automated updates to it as well. So it's really just as simple as that. We've been talking with some national leaders around the country, and they're like, boom, wow, that just really does it. So we've been getting some really good feedback. Here are just some points about what we want to offer you guys. Since we're a Memphis-based business, we feel we want to do our part to help everyone recover and recover safely. So we're offering our product free of charge. You don't have to give us a credit card or any of that. You can use our base product until September 1st. We would love to have you using the QR codes in your restaurants, giving us feedback. And what you get with that is you are able to get the QR code that you see over on the right. And if you want to aim your camera at it right now, you can give it a try. You'll get that unique to your restaurant's menu per location. You'll get automated updates for your menu. We do that on the back end. That's a technology component. We have a Memphis city listing. You'll be showing up in that. That's something more that our visually impaired community takes advantage of. Most of your sighted audience will probably be using that QR code in your restaurant. We'll do a social media announcement that you've joined our family here in Memphis, and that, as always, everything that we put out is ADA compliant. So you know that if you choose to be, extend your relationship with us in September and beyond, you know that you've got that extra legal protection. And then you're also benefiting from the millions of people in the United States that have visual impairments. We will have travelers again. We will have tourism. And they would love to know that when they travel to Memphis, if they're visually impaired, that they're going to be able to come to your restaurant. Some of the business benefits we see is obviously consumer confidence. They're going to feel like you thought about everything to make them feel comfortable and safe. They'll be able to see from the display of this printout. We don't actually give you this little frame that's in this picture here. We give you the inserts for it. It's two-sided, so you could maybe put breakfast on the back, or lunch, or your dessert item on the back, something like that. But they'll be able to see it's clean because it's sparkly. It's that plexiglass. They'll be able to see if it's fingerprinted. They don't have to touch it. We've tested it up to 8 feet away. As long as they can get a clear view with their camera phone, they're able to pick up the QR very quickly, and then zap, it brings up your menu. We're looking that it'll save on printing costs, paper costs along with that, and then maybe even cleaning supplies. If you're using a laminated menu now and you're having to tell your wait staff to wipe it down every time, that's hard on their hands. It's hard on your budget. So we're hoping this is something that you guys will realize will help everybody out. So let me advance my slide if I can get it to work. Another cool thing about that is if you're a small business and you end up continuing your relationship with us, if you use at least 2 locations use this service, so you'll have met the threshold on an annual basis to be able to write off every bit of what you're spending on our service, as long as your revenue base is $1 million or less. So if you want to jot down this IRS code, it's handy. We'll also be sharing out the video for this, so you can always go back and note this information. Another cool thing that we actually have in development now, it'll be part of our next release when we improve our product, because we're always adding in features, testing features, is we're looking at being able to allow restaurants to do their own menu updates while still keeping all that ADA compliance code in the back end. We do this by offering a restaurant something very similar to an Excel file that's online, that they're able to go in and update any text in their website. So on the right would be a standard Menus for All templated website. And then over on the left is a spreadsheet that you could access even on your phone. So in this situation, the Oregon blueberries, maybe your trucks come in or somebody gave you a call and let you know, oh, we're not gonna have those premium blueberries this week. So let's modify the menu, because we all know maybe what's going on with our supply system is gonna be a little brittle for a while. This would give you the availability to change your menus on the fly. You cannot add a new section. You'd have to email us and we could add that for you, and we're happy to do that. But you can add items to a current section of your menu. You can delete them, and then you can do all kinds of modifications as well. Change pricing. You can even go in and change the hours of your operation. We just can't add in an additional location for you. We'd have to set you up with another menu. So we're hoping this is something that people will really love. This came out of a conversation we had with a West Coast organization that we're looking at having a partnership with. And they said, we're concerned about our small restaurants being able to do updates on their own. We think this is something that with COVID and all the changes is going to be something for a while that they're going to need to be able to have that availability. So that's what Menus for All is up to right now. And I want to kick it back to Stephanie, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how to take advantage of this offer that we have and answer any questions you have.
Okay, guys. So we are a Memphis-based home, and we've heard the slogan that charity begins at home. And with both of us having families here in Memphis, we think it's important to take care of Memphis first and foremost. So while we are moving this product across the nation, we want to make sure that Memphis is covered. So that's why we are giving Memphis restaurants our product through September so that we can help you guys with the recovery process. Up on the screen, there is a simple order form and a link to get to that, the website to get to that order form to submit your information so that we can get your menu in process and get it back out to you as soon as we can. It will also be sent back out through a second email from Sally. You can always contact Helen or I at sales, SALES, at MENUS, the number 4, ALL.com. So that's sales at menusforall.com. If you have any additional.
Okay, do we have any questions? I think I unmuted everybody. I'm kind of new to Zoom, guys. I'm a WebEx girl. Okay.
Helen, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
If someone uses their phone to scan the QR code, is there any tracking that the restaurant could then use, either for customer purposes, or I'm not that knowledgeable about QR codes and phones and that kind of thing, but does the restaurant get any information then about the customer that they could, follow up on their email list or something like that?
We're looking at perhaps offering a little bit more premium on the QR code.
Got it. Okay.
Where you would get all that tracking information. It would be a report that you get on either a weekly or a monthly basis, so you could learn a little bit more about your customer base. But right now we don't have that premium turned on our side, but we're looking at that.
Got it. And then I have one more question. So how does the Menus for All link, can it be integrated to your own website? So for example, if you wanted, if you didn't want a separate website to go, could it be embedded somehow, or a link off of your own website, so that, I don't know, like if I go to the restaurant with my grandmother and I'm pulling up the menu for myself, and then I'm like, oh, here, you can pull, like, I can see the link right there from the Seeing website. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's actually two things you're talking about that we've got in our technology roadmap. There's a really simple one where we can offer you the information to add a hidden link anywhere on your website, so that if your grandmother's not sighted and she knows how to make her phone talk, which, believe me, everybody in every age group that's visually impaired can learn it. It's amazing. She would be able to hear the link that would take you to our menu that would be optimized for her. But the other thing you were talking about is actually embedding the same menu we have in Menus for All. Could we embed it in your website? Yes, we can do that. That's something we're looking at in our, we have a premium package. We're offering the basic package for free, but that's something that we're offering in that premium package. The other really awesome thing, when we get that ability for a restaurateur to change their own menu, it would change in both locations. So if it's embedded in your website and it's embedded in Menus for All, you change it in that spreadsheet and boom, it's done in both places.
Got it.
And currently, with the way the QR code works, even someone like myself who's blind, visually impaired, if my camera is just pointed near the QR code, the technology in the phone just zaps the code. I don't have to be dead on it. And that's why even up to 6 feet away, as much as 8 feet, I can capture that QR code and have an accessible menu right on my device. And everybody at the table can be using it, whether you're sighted, you're blind, visually impaired, you have a learning disability and need that extra speech to help you get through the menu. It's very customizable on your own personal device to whatever your needs are. You forget your glasses in the car. Well, everybody can pinch and zoom out and enlarge the text a little bit. It's dark in the restaurant, your screen is lit. So it answers all those questions that we hear from our consumers about, oh, I couldn't read the menu because the print was too small. Doesn't matter, you can fix it on your phone.
And I think one other point that I might not have made clear is that along with this package, if you don't currently have that menu, we're obviously building that menu for you too. So you're getting that online menu, getting the QR code package, and you're getting all that ADA compliance. Because I think there's some of you out there, I think Kathy, you're somebody that is already benefiting from our service through Single Platform, which is one of our partners. But if you're not a single platform person, then what happens is we actually build that menu for you. All right, any other questions? Sally, thanks for your questions. All right, well, the link will be sent out for signing up. We've already had one restaurant sign up on Saturday, Evelyn and Olive, the Jamaican restaurant that's here on Madison, went live this morning. So they'll be opening their doors maybe tomorrow. I think they're closed on Mondays, and they'll be able to offer that to their customers. They'll print out the PDF with the inserts and then cut them. They come 2 up. So it means there's 2, 8.5 by 11. It's marked where to cut it, and then you just cut it. You can put it on any standard printer, 8.5 by 11 in color. You print them, and then you insert them into your plexiglass stands that you can get for, I think, under $1 at most when you can order them online. So we try to use something that is really reusable that a lot of restaurants already had handy. But again, if you want to give us feedback, if that's not super convenient, we're trying our best to make the product as usable as possible. Okay. Sally, you think we need to wrap it up?
I think that was perfect, Helen. And Stephanie, did you have something else?
No, I didn't. I just want to thank you all for your time. Thank you, Sally, for working with us and allowing us to be able to give this to the Memphis Restaurant Association. We've always enjoyed being around you guys and being around the vendors, and so now we're able to literally put that to work. Give a little something back. So we just appreciate it.
Great, and we appreciate y'all. Be sure to send me that link. I will definitely send out the recording and the offer that you guys are making available for the next couple months. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Be well, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.